show you guys how to install a toilet. A man cannot sit on the throne if he does not know how to put one in. So installing a toilet is a very easy task. A lot of people don't know how to do it, so I'm going to run you through it. It's very simple. Any one of you can do this at home. If you are just to that point where it's time to get a new toilet, please excuse the beeping smoking alarms. But when you're ready to do a toilet, there's nothing easier than this. The first thing you're going to do when you have your toilet is open it up. A lot of times toilets come with everything you need, from the bolts that attach to the toilet flange to the toilet seal. If you're working on a floor like ours, where we have hardwoods on top of the subfloor or tile on top of the subfloor, chances are your standard wax seal for the flange of the toilet is not going to be efficient. You're going to need a stronger, deeper seal. So in these videos, and the reason is the seal only sticks down from the bottom of the toilet about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, and as that compresses, this is what makes the seal. So if you have a wood floor or tile floor that has about 3/4 to 1/2 inch, that seal's not going to compress enough. So I would look for something called Perfect Seal, which is a seal that has an adapter that raises the seal up a bit. That seal will compress further and make up for the difference between your wood floor and your subfloor, or whatever your finished floor might be. You start out with just a flange on the floor, and in order to attach the toilet to it, you're going to have a couple of bolts. The bolts will basically kind of slide into the flange. If you're working on a finished floor and it's cut real close to it, in our case our wood floor was cut real close to it, we had to come in and kind of drill along the side in order to slip that bolt in there. But it's okay as long as you're keeping within the distance of the actual toilet base as it covers that hole. So you're going to set your screws in. The screws will come with 2 bolts. One of those bolts goes on over the flange to hold the bolt in place. The next one will go on once your toilet is in place. So you get your 2 bolts put in place, and then the next step is setting the toilet over those bolts with the seal. Now, if you're using a standard wax seal, you'll put that seal on the toilet. You'll turn the toilet upside down and put that seal on the toilet first. And then you'll turn the toilet over and you'll set it down over the bolts and kind of guide it right onto the hole. If you're using Perfect Seal, you're actually going to set the seal on the floor, on the flange first, and then you'll just set your toilet down on top of that. Once you set your toilet down, the bolts are going to help guide it into place. You're just going to kind of wiggle it and apply minimal pressure to compress that wax ring, and that wax ring is just slowly going to compress and expand, and you just keep working it in until you get your toilet completely flush with the floor. In some cases, and not in ours, but in some cases, toilets won't sit completely flush with the floor. They do make plastic wedges that you can find in your toilet section of your local hardware store that you can then use to shim the toilet until it is completely flat. And you would just pull the level across the toilet as you shim it in and make sure that you get it completely flat. But we don't have any wiggle room in our toilets. Our toilets are down pretty tight, so we didn't have to do that in our situation. So once you have that wax seal compressed, you have your toilet shimmed the way it needs to be shimmed, you're going to go ahead and just tighten down the bolts on either side to tighten the toilet to the floor. And then you'll just have these little covers that will slide on and cover that. Now with the covers, there should be a plastic washer that you'll put on before you put your bolt on to tighten it down. Make sure you do that. That's going to protect the porcelain around the bowl and allow a tighter fitting. It is also what your plastic cap actually caps onto. So make sure you put that on before you try and tighten your bolt down, or else you're not going to be able to attach your cap. And the cap is more for a decorative look than anything else. Once you do that, installing a toilet seat is super easy. The toilet seat just has a couple brackets in the back. They have clips that kind of unclip, and you can see where the holes are, and you're going to have basically a bolt, plastic bolt, that slides through those, and then you tighten them with a washer underneath. So setting your toilet seat is just a matter of preference, getting it in the right spot and then tightening it down. Your water line, again, is a very easy thing to do. We actually needed 6-inch water lines. We used, or 9-inch, we needed 6, we used 9. So we have a little bit of a bend in them, but whatever it is that fits your toilet for the distance to the actual water source. And as you tighten those down, the main thing is that you want it tight enough that it's not going to leak. Especially in a bathroom like ours where you have wood floors, you don't want any water getting on your floors for a long period of time. Every toilet has a different type of flushing system. Our toilets have kind of a push button flushing system, and these have just basically these little bolts kind of hanging down from the bottom, and they screw to adjust. You're basically going to want to screw those so that they just adjust to the top of the flushers, and that way it's not constantly flushing, but when you push the button, you get a nice little flush. So that's basically all there is to it. We install toilets that have they're a solid piece toilet. That makes it easier for cleaning. They look a little slicker. If you have a toilet that has a separate bowl, there's going to be a separate bowl and tank. There's going to be another step to this. There's another tank seal that you're going to have to work in. But if you're installing just a basic toilet, or you're installing a toilet just like this, it's already put together, there's really nothing to it. Just bolt it down and get your water running, and go ahead and put it to use.